What's good, everybody? This is Chris Crazy House, and I'm back again for another Fan Art Freestyle. Hope everything is good with you folks today. What's good with me are these Goombas, and I'll be drawing some Goombas during this Fan Art Freestyle. I apologize if there's any noise in the background when I'm actually voice recording here because there's actually a thunderstorm going on while I'm creating these Goombas. So just keep that in mind. If you hear some thunder or some lightning in the background, there's a storm going on here, but we're inside in my office having a good time doing some Goombas. This was a special request by the little lady of the house. So my daughter, she enjoys Goombas. She likes seeing me draw, but she also is a fan of some of the creatures and critters in the Mario games. She has a couple of Goomba toys and action figures. She has just a regular small one. She has a giant Goomba, and she's got a pair of Goombas. So that's the one with the wings down there in her playroom. And, so that's one of her favorite characters. So I decided to draw one for her. And I also decided I might, just to stretch this one out a little bit, I'll probably draw a Goomba and a Metal from Mega Man, kind of staring each other down or giving each other the side eye. Just something real fun and real quick, and just something silly that I know my daughter will enjoy because she enjoys both characters. I'm sure because of her, you're going to, at some point see me drawing other little cutesy video game characters like Kirby or maybe even some Pokemon because, she's a little girl. That's what she loves. So I'll probably be doing stuff like that at some point as well. But, we're going to be drawing some Goombas here. The little mean, mugging, shiitake mushroom little creatures that you see in the Mario games. They've been around as long as Super Mario has. They were in the very first Super Mario game. They were the first little critter that you see on screen. And you jump on their heads and you squish them. I actually do enjoy the animations that they have in like the Mario 3D games where they'll just kind of be walking around doing their own thing, but once they notice Mario, they kind of get scared for a second and then they charge him trying to come and get him. It's almost like how little dogs act. When I see little dogs like little Chihuahuas or Pomeranian dogs on the street, that's exactly how they act. They act like they're scared for a second, they bark at you, and then they run towards you. So that's what we're going to be doing. Some Goombas here. I draw them traditionally at first with just pencils in my sketchbook, but I'm going to do the main inking and coloring digitally. That's just because I want to save these images. Once again, I'm doing these for my little princess here, so I want to make sure I save them and have them for later. I don't know if I'll make it a t-shirt or what. We'll see how well they turn out, but just draw these images and keep them somewhere on my digital hard drive and save them for later. We'll see if she likes them years later. She might lose interest, but we'll see how things go. So I'll be drawing these Goombas, and I'll be back at the end once they're done completely and kind of give you my opinions and my own take on my own fan art. So let's sit back, relax, and watch me draw these Goombas traditionally and digitally. Let's go. Alright, so here we are at the very end of this fan art freestyle. I finished the Goombas, and so here's the first one. I want to kind of give my own little critique of my own artwork here and kind of see how I did based on really just memory, because I didn't have any references in front of me to draw these. I just kind of drew them based on what I remember of how the characters look. And I think they came out pretty decent. You know, they're not perfect, obviously. And I think my Goomba, this one right here, this little angry one, I wanted to kind of draw him at an angle, like he's kind of like stomping around or coming towards you. So it's not, he looks a little off here. The Goombas actually, you know, when I went back and looked at the actual reference, they're actually a little bit wider at the base of their head. So they're a little bit more pyramid, rectangular, or triangular shaped. So this one is not as rectangular or triangular as he probably should be. He kind of looks like a little Hershey's Kiss or something like that, more than a Goomba. But like I said, not bad. You know, I think what helps with it is, you know, the way the body, the feet, and the facial. The face looks perfect. I think the face looks good. But the top head part just not as wide at the base as it should be. So let's look at the other one. My other Goomba sitting side by side with this metal from Mega Man, and they're kind of giving each other the side eye, asking what you looking at. And you know, I kind of picked these two characters because they're very similar in the way they look. They're both really just head and feet. So, and they're both like little small enemies that you find in classic Nintendo games. So I want to kind of put those two side by side, kind of looking at each other, given, you know, they're not too sure whether they should trust each other or not, much less if they're going to cooperate and work together. So, you know, this Goomba as well, I thought he probably could have used a little bit more stretch at the bottom, at the base there of his head, but I think he actually looks a lot better than the first one I did. I think this one looks really good. I gave him some facial expression more so than the other one. The other one just looks like your basic Goomba, just angry all the time. They're always mean mugging. But this one, you know, he's kind of giving the side eye in a good way. I got good expression on the eyebrows and the eyes themselves. And the same thing for the metal. Now the metal is a little bit more difficult as far as getting the eye expression because they have that worker's helmet on. So that helmet is kind of covering up some of the eye. So you don't get the full effect of it, but I think I was able to accomplish it. Also, the metal, their eyes connect. And that's always very weird as far as like doing any type of artwork or animation. If you have a character whose eyes connect like that in the middle, for me anyway, just aesthetically for me, it looks weird when their eyeballs, the pupils of their eyeballs move around. It looks weird to me, but you know, that might just be an OCD thing with me about, you know, how characters look when their eyes are put together like that. But you know, otherwise I think it looks okay. You get the point of it, and you know which characters I'm talking about. I convey that very well as far as the way the characters look. The shading works good enough. You know, the lighting is kind of coming from the middle of them. That's why you see the highlights on one side coming down the middle and the shadow on the outside of them. So I think I did a pretty decent job. Like I said, not perfect, but we didn't want to be here all day, all night. But I think it came out well. I'll have to ask the biggest critic, the person I'm doing this for. I'm going to go call her because I think she's actually in the room next door. My office is in right at the edge of our upstairs, and her room is right next door. So I'm going to go call her in here, see real quick, and you know, get her opinion on these Goombas here, and then we'll be signing out after that. Come here, Pumpkin.
So nice.
You hear that thunder out there?
Yes.
I wanted to ask your opinion. What do you think? What do you think of this final image? What are they saying there?
What you looking?
Is that funny? They both look like they're pretty upset with each other. Thought I'd draw these characters together since they're very similar. They just got a head and 2 little feet. You like them?
Yes, you did a really good job.
Thank you. I drew one other one over here, just the Goomba by itself. A mad Goomba stomping. What do you think of him?
He looks good. He says, but you know what? There's a variation of a Goomba called a Goomba.
Oh yeah, I don't know about that one. I have to learn that one and maybe draw it another time. Maybe I'll draw a Goomba next time.
Yes.
Well, there you have it, folks. That's the ultimate critic of my work, my daughter. So if she likes it, she appreciates it, that's good enough for me. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of my fan art freestyle. And if you want to see more fan art freestyles where I draw characters from pop culture, all you got to do is subscribe to this channel. Okay. And there's a whole playlist right now of fan art that I've already done of, pop culture characters right here on my YouTube channel. And, make sure you go ahead, if you enjoyed seeing me do these Goombas here for the little one, go ahead and smash on that like button. The same way Mario smashes Goombas, go ahead and smash that like button the same way. Okay? And share it with anyone that you think might enjoy this type of artwork. So I want to say thank you to all the fans out there, and I appreciate all of my subs as well. And if you want to support the channel, you could always become a Patreon or hit me up on the Cash App. And I just want to say once again, I appreciate you all. And this is Chris Crazy House signing out. Peace.